Menachem Levine, the CEO of JDB-YYTTA Jewish Elementary Day School in the Midwest, serving approximately 1,500 students, and it's currently the largest Jewish school outside of the New York metro area. Rabbi Levine, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Overall, those numbers really are just staggering to hear. But what concerns you most about this rise in anti-Semitic crimes?
Good morning, first of all. As a grandchild of 4 Polish Holocaust survivors, I think the greatest concern is that when anti-Semitism gets out of control, the danger becomes way more than words. It becomes deeds and actions. And already we're seeing that what could be peaceful protests have become hateful protests. And there are many Jews who have been either physically attacked, threatened. Actually, a lot of some of the groups, I should say, their modus operandi has to intimidate Jews who are pro-Israel and intimidate Jews for the Judaism period. And that's not just a threat to religious freedom, but that's a threat to the safety of Jews in the United States and really around the world.
And a threat to the safety of the community as a whole. Will you talk about what you've heard from members of your community about the rise of anti-Semitism since the start of the war? Have people had personal experiences that have, really impacted them? And what are people living with and encountering on the day-to-day?
Well, depending where you are, the anxiety is different, but certainly on the college campuses and surprisingly in high schools, young people in particular feel threatened for being Jewish, no matter what their views are on anything, that they are targeted for being Jewish. Certainly if they're proud of their Judaism and they're proud of their Jewish faith, or they're connected to Israel and they want to express that. People have had comments, bullying on the streets. I know that in Chicago, but certainly in New York and in many other places, there have been people who have had been, either jeered at, attacked, or feel threatened. The schools and many of the Jewish organizations have had to have increased security because of intimidation factors.
And what would be your words of advice, not only for the members of the Jewish community, but for the rest of us? How can we all combat anti-Semitism if we see it or hear it happening in our own spheres of life?
Not tolerate it. When people say anti-Semitic statements, take it seriously. And just like things which we today understand, whether it be neo-Nazi statements, thank God in this country, it's very little tolerance. When people say statements from the river to the sea, really advocating for the genocide of Jews of Israel, or people attack Jews on campuses and say that's freedom of speech. That's not freedom of speech. That's hateful speech. Which, besides being a rabbi, I actually have a law degree from the University of Pennsylvania. One of the campuses where anti-Semitism has spiraled out of control, that kind of behavior should not be tolerated whatsoever. Not for the Jews, not for the non-Jews. It should be completely fought against. And really, with the month of Chanukah here, I think for the Jewish people, it's also a good opportunity to remind ourselves that no matter what happens, it's always a period of hope. And people should be hopeful that anti-Semitism and this current very painful situation will pass. And really, that's one of the main messages of Chanukah, which is as you calling the Festival of Lights.
And for those of us who are not Jewish, how can we help celebrate with our Jewish friends, family, and coworkers as we come into this period of holiday in the next coming days this week? And as you said, you have a message of hope, but any other words you'd like to offer as well as we enter into the Hanukkah season?
Alexa, thank you for that question. I would say the following thing. Very often I walk as a religious Jew, as a rabbi, through the street, and people stop me and they say, "I know you're going through a hard time. They wish that your thoughts are my thoughts." Wishing people happy Hanukkah, wishing people the best. We are the Jewish people are a very important part of this country, but we're also a small minority. And when people are supportive, both in deed and in action, I think that it makes us feel more comfortable. It makes this country and this world a much better place.
Yes, every little bit of, showing acceptance, showing support, and just showing community, it does make a difference. Words really do matter, and as do actions as well. Rabbi Menachem Levine, the CEO of JDB-YYTT, thank you so much for your perspective. We would love to have you back anytime, and happy Hanukkah to you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.